Okay. Okay, welcome to the Aurora Open 3, I think. I missed the second one. I was on holiday, but now I'm back. We've got two very nice players here. We've got Zzaarroocc and Zoat against each other. Let's see what Zzaarrooc's running. So he's got two red decks. Looks like a mid-range. It could be actually a bargain, right? Bargain, and then some sort of like regular mid-range. Or even like mid-range bargain, perhaps. So, could be like a blue-yellow swarm deck. And, oh, blue-yellow tempo. It's got 3 falcon dives, could be. And Zoat got a regular, I mean, it looks like a mid-range green. Green blue could be jump, green blue jump. Well, it's quite cheap though, so might not be. We got regular blue jump or blue sevens, and then very similar red deck. So Zzaarroocc is banning the green, seems like. So it's still deciding what to do. Oh, I just realized this is Seifer open. I thought it was Aurora. No, that was last season, right? This is a Seifer open. Okay. Zoat going to ban the blue and yellow deck. Well, one of the two. For my prediction, it looks like it's going to be blue-yellow tempo that he's banning, and then the swarm will be available for Zzaarroocc. Both going for red. Slightly different. I mean, it's going to be not the exact same deck. There's slight differences here, but we'll see what they have. And we hop into the game. Right, looks like Zoe's got the combat. So the gift of steel. I think Zzaarrooc's deck is slightly heavier, so should be more favoured in terms of Zzaarrooc's on Zzaarrooc's side, depending on how the first few turns play out. Is Zoat playing a little bit more defensively, going for his own side, and then Zzaarroocc is going the regular mid-range, playing out that brigand just to get the collection up. Zoat will probably just reply with his own brigand. Could flame burst here to deny the collection. That's what he does, hoping that Zzaarroocc doesn't reply with his own flame burst. Doesn't get it, gets Emperor's Command instead. Still has Axe Grinder for him to go for a collection there. I would assume he goes for double neutral. Okay, he goes for a third mountain. Guess since he wants to play the Axe Grinder anyway, he doesn't really care about going to the enemy well too quickly. But I feel like the setup for future Axe Grinders would have been nice. It's also a great spot if he's running Horsemaster. I don't think he does because he's got the Emperor's Command. Another Flame Burst going out. I think that one was a bit too much now. Okay. So I'm going for right inside the wells here with the 4th mountain. So seems like he has possibly Krog, but I don't think you would play Krog like that anyway. Could be having Balduran for the 5 mountains there. Just setting it up. Playing the Seifer down. Can get traded. Yeah, especially now he has the Seifer's Wrath. This can be Emperor's Command, Seifer's Wrath, trade, and the boss lives, which is huge. Should be going for a draw here, I think. Whether or not he wants to play this Brigand back to collect and keep him a bit safe. I don't think he needs to, though. It's better if he just puts him to face as well. Yeah, Emperor's Command comes out, Seifer's Wrath. He should hit. I believe he should have hit and then used Seifer's Wrath. He just missed out on 2 damage there, but nevertheless, Seifer gets cleared, which is really good for Zoat. Firestorm coming out though to clear the board, making everything pretty even. Okay, so maybe playing the Brigand back was something he could have done. He doesn't have any creatures now to play. Doesn't really want to play this Rokocopter without dealing the damage. Okay, Ground Shake comes out. Very unfortunate, since you don't really want to be playing the first Ground Shaker in the Red Mirror. Now Zzaarroocc can play his Ground Shaker and can trade with it. It has 2 Ground Shakers, wow. Okay, so yeah. Protecting face here, I think Zzaarroocc will want to step this Ground Shaker back and play the Brigand that he just got to block of the other Ground Shaker. It's getting low on cards. He needs to start drawing now. Something's telling me that was not the correct thing to do. I mean, it's so difficult now since Zzaarroocc has his double collection set up and Zoat is struggling to double collect himself. I mean, Zzaarroocc here is going to definitely just step up onto the mountain, clear that Ground Shaker. Firebomb as well to clear this Brigand. So he's the one now using his removal to make sure there's nothing on board for Zoat. Just suffocating him a little bit in terms of Feria. Rokocopter comes out though. Quite nicely. Clears the Ground Shaker. I would have liked to see him step it up, just so that he has an option to take it into double collection. Then he doesn't have to worry too much about having 2 creatures on each well, or 1 creature on each well. And he can just use 1 to collect from both. Kind of like what Zzaarroocc is doing with his boss. Gets cleared anyway by the Ground Shaker, so a bit unfortunate. So Zoat has Axe Grinder and Brigand. The problem is that Zzaarroocc is constantly playing something at his face, so he's unable to put something at his opponent's well, because it just gets cleared next turn. So he's in a pretty disadvantageous scenario right now. Doesn't have that nice 4 damage. I don't think he's running a Firebomb. Okay, decides to step to make a land back so that Zzaarroocc can't step the Ground Shaker in, but it doesn't matter because he's got the Horsemaster to give it charge anyway. So I think this is it. Yeah. So Zzaarroocc taking the first win here. And I think what mattered most in that match was that he managed to get that double collection, and Zoat was unable to. Okay, so second match. Oh, so this is an enchant. Okay, so we have blue-green enchant coming from Zoat. Nice Living Willow Tiki Piper starter. And also the Gabriel enchantment in the starting hand. This is a very good starting hand for him. I think he should keep that. Zzaarroocc. Looks like he's keeping his starting hand. He has the Brigand, so I think he wants to keep the removal. Maybe could have been nice to like mulligan the Flame Burst, see if he can get Ground Shaker or something, or another creature, underground boss. Another Living Willow, so we've got the setup. This can be Living Willow into Tiki Piper. I guess he wants to save. He wants to save the Piper so that he can put it on the other side. Maybe he goes into Wells here. Has the fairy, so can like continue going on the left side here. Put the fairy in the middle so it can when it gets its when it flips, it can collect on the right side. Goes for double neutral. Ooh. Wouldn't play fairy now because it's very susceptible to Ground Shaker and other stuff. I would have liked to see him play it and then draw, just so that doesn't happen, because that's like bound to happen when you're playing against red, right? Either that or Seifer's Wrath. I mean, Seifer's Wrath is not great, but it's something that they could do. So Tiki Piper coming out as well. Pardon me. We got Zzaarroocc slowly marching his stuff on the right side here, so this is kind of I'm gonna see if Zoat is planning on putting his Living Willow defensively. Again, another fairy, but needs to play his second lake down, I think. Like he could lake, play fairy back, enchant the Willow to get a draw, enchant the message, so he gets 2 draws, which is very likely for it to flip. It's not that bad. Where does he want to play this second lake? I think perhaps defensive. Like, what is he going to have defensively that requires him to set a lake up back? Whereas he can just put the lake forward. I'm not sure. I guess he puts it defensively just so he has some. He doesn't have. He can block with that land. Okay, fairy coming out. Is he gonna enchant the the 1/7 or the 1/10, because yeah, should be enchanting the 1/7. Oh, he has the enchant for. He also had the enchant as well for the other willow, but decides not to use it. Zzaarroocc, a little bit of a pickle right now. Does have the removal. It decides to use it entirely on the willow in the back. Oh, there's no shifting tide. Okay. So Zoat, he can clear the brigand, or he can block the ground shaker. I would say message first to see what's going on. Message first. And then I would probably say enchant the willow now, in case he does decide to damage it. He could also wisdom. I don't think wisdom's that useful here, since he's not really. He doesn't have the farrier to play anything else apart from enchantment. He could let Zzaarroocc hit his face once. Possible. Go for the collection and then try and clear it next turn. The issue is he doesn't really have much to clear with. Well, with the 10/10 on board, it's going to be a 3-turn timer. Should be able to close it off quicker than Zzaarroocc can. Zzaarroocc has Horsemaster. He can't unfortunately block his face because he doesn't have enough farrier for that. Well, no, he actually did. He could have Horsemastered this brigand to hit the living. Oh no, he couldn't, because then that wouldn't block his face. Because that would die. Okay, so let's see what's going on. So let's. Zzaarroocc is going to. Oh, he's got 3 wisdoms in his hand. It's very unfortunate for him. He needs to flip this fairy. He needs to play it. But then this fairy is not taunting anything either, so he's going to make another forest. Hopefully, the 2 wisdoms is enough to draw an event. Of course, it is. You can guidance the 2/5 on the right. Forces him to attack twice, so he can't attack with. He can't attack face this turn unless he pulls a removal card. Don't forget to attack with this guy. Oh no, goes for the. Oh my, he goes for the jugular. Oh wow, okay. I guess actually it does counter the Emperor's command. I don't think there's any way for him to win here. It can only do 6 damage. Unfortunate. But very well played by Zzaarroocc, actually, buffing the Willow to play around Emperor's Command. Very good. Okay, so 1-1. On to game 3. Zzaarroocc going straight away for his blue-yellow Swarm, or could be Disciple OTK. What would that one neutral card be? No, it looks like his blue-yellow Swarm. Oh, so getting Flight of the Mantas in his starting hand. Very nice. Does kind of clunk up the hand a little bit since it's four lands. Does have the elemental to ramp up a little bit, which is nice. But of course, starting out with the Battletoads is always very standard opening. Very great turn 2 card. And he's threatening the same side as Zoat. So Zoat doesn't have a lot of options here. He probably uses the Shifting Tide to draw, but again, no creatures, so he's forced to just pass or play something. Play a lake, a lake or a forest and pass. Zzaarroocc getting the Mirror Phantasm out early. Is he going to use it this turn? This could be huge if he does. He could wait a second turn. Okay, goes for the Air Elemental instead. I would have liked him to play aggressively since Zoat doesn't have any reactive cards in his deck. He's only got the taunts. Taunts can be easily dealt with. Like if he goes for a Willow into Tiki into Enchant, you've got the Mirror Phantasm. Yeah, he's got a buffed Willow. Threatens the collection on the left side, so probably not gonna go for that side yet, and then decides to build towards the right instead. Goes for the collection anyway, and uses Aurora on the Manta. Does have Shamanic Dance though, so does get to live here. Just a bit unfortunate that he's not getting... Well, he still hasn't got a lot of creatures to play with. He doesn't have second lake either, so he has to... He can only use his Runin's Guidance, but it should be okay. Should be more than enough to deal with what he has right now. Zzaarroocc shifting everything to the right, playing some Mantas so that he can collect on the left side as well. Meanwhile, Zoat getting his third Willow. Does need to start collecting from the second well now. He's getting a bit low on Ferio. Also needs to play the second lake. I mean, playing it on F5 is the right move, so we can go collect, clear this toad, this frog. Say the second shamanic dance is a bit overkill though. Okay, goes for the enchantment. Is probably going to get transformed this turn then. Two Leaping Fugus coming out from Zzaarroocc, which is pretty unfortunate. It doesn't have enough lands yet. So he can't play these, so he's only really got, realistically, he could, I mean he can play it, but it's not great to play a free cost 2/3. Is kind of forced to wait a little bit. But decides not to make another land. He just wants to get the rest of his stuff out. Probably trying to draw for the Zistano. So much stuff on board right now. Zoat doesn't really have any way to deal with the swarm, apart from just trading stuff. And again, not getting much in terms of creatures. So all his event cards, all of his green event cards are coming out. No fairies. These fairies would be doing a lot of work right now if they were out and flipped. Okay, so the third Willow comes out. Another Shamanic Dance on him. Is Zzaarroocc really holding onto this? Okay, Estanu is out. Estanu is here and out, so this is pretty good for him. No aggressive deserts right now, so... Oh! Spoke a little bit too soon. The most aggressive desert of all time. Right in between, right inside these willows. Phantasm coming out. Transforming the huge willow. And then I think he's just going to slowly clear the buff willow, and then yep. Game 3 going to Zzaarroocc. Just a bit of an unfortunate draw from Zoat. So we're going to see a little bit of blue. Okay, Zzaarroocc starting strong with the elemental. Great thing about playing against blue with this elemental is they can't get cleared easily. So it's going to be able to collect for a few turns at least. Zoat going out with the Gabriel Commander and the Triton Trainer, so double collection for him is also going to be a great start for blue. Also has the Mythmaker and Ninja Toad in hand, so a lot of reactive plays coming out for Zoat. Zzaarroocc also starting off with a Leaping Fugu, which is not the best, but it's going to be quite useful later on against these all these 4/4s and 3 whatevers. Great against the Wave Crash Colossus as well. Okay, so Zoat going for an aggressive Ninja Toad just to get that double collection up. And then Zzaarroocc trading the Gabriel Commander. And then playing the second water elemental. Oh, did he actually want to do that? Just for the collection? I guess the elemental gets cleared, so he can't collect with it. So maybe it was like a desperation play. It's pretty unfortunate. I guess it's better playing it now than having a little bit of value from double collecting rather than losing that double collection, right? And even the single collection next turn. And then being really far behind on board. And then no way to collect. So like it's completely understandable why he would want to play that Leaping Fugu without buffing, without giving it the buff. So deciding what he wants to do with this Ninja Toad. To me, I feel like he just should be playing the Archon. Goes for a relatively cheap Wave Crash Colossus. Maybe valuing the tempo. He didn't really want to wait 2 turns, maybe. I still feel like the Archon would have been better though.
Would you like some tea?
Okay, Aurora. The first Aurora's coming out. Going for that trade there. Is he going to Humbling Vision as well? No, okay. Didn't want to Humbling Vision the Colossus. Maybe he's hoping he has an Emperor's Command for next turn. But he is pretty low. It's not like he has a lot of hits left. Second Triton Trainer is going down. Definitely has to be in the back. Yeah. Okay, Zzaarrooc's Twin Soul Spirits are coming out now. I would have thought he wants to play a second another land, and then he can like fully block his face. Means that he's 1 land away from the Leaping Fugu gift as well. but decides not to. Mirror Phantasm coming out. Also got the Aurora as well. So he has a lot of options to deal an extra 3 damage. Possibly, I think it's what you want to do, because then all you need is one Ninja Toad to finish the game off if he's not fully blocking his face. I mean, it's quite maybe not likely within the next turn since he's on 0 Faria, or he's on 5. He's going to be a 5 Faria next turn, so it's going to be quite difficult for him. But if he manages to survive for a while, he should be able to fully block his face with the swarm that he has. So yeah, Zzaarroocc is going to go for the buff. So he needs to clear that Triton Trainer and the free. Okay, no, he decides to clear one of the Twin Soul Spirits. Plays the Archon as well, so needs to clear that instead. Yeah, and Zzaarroocc has not got anything else to deal with this 6/6 Triton Trainer. So, okay, very back and forth series at the moment. 2-2. Brings us down to the 5th game, and it's going to be red. So, probably slightly favoured towards Zoat. Could get unlucky with the mulligan though, so you never know. Doesn't seem like it. Has the Emperor's Command. Probably want to keep that. Decides not to. Okay. Humbling Vision instead, I don't think is as strong as Emperor's Command in this case. But anyways, Zzaarroocc playing very defensively, has a very defensive lineup here with the Baldurian and the Flamethrower. So, just playing how he would play last game. As a Triton Trainer, can get Seifer's Wraths, but he's going to have to play it at some point anyway, so might as well play it now. He could play Triton Warrior just to secure the collection a bit more. If he forces out like a double removal, then that's great for him, and then he can like be more confident about playing Triton Trainer. Zzaarroocc getting out the Flamethrower. Now Zoat is in a little bit of a pickle here. He doesn't have anything really for this Flamethrower. He can't go for the double collection because it's ranged. So if he wants to be able to be in range to hit it next turn, he's gonna... Ooh. He's gonna have to step in like that, but that means he can't double collect next turn, or single collect next turn either. Unless he plays a Triton Trainer down. I think that's fine. If he's gonna get a Seifer's Wrath, whatever. The problem with this now is that he should be wary of the Bomb Slayer because he's playing mechs, right? I mean, Seifer's Wrath works here. Cannon Carrier and Detonate is also something he needs to worry about. That clears pretty easily. Not if he plays it like that though. You were supposed to put the cannon carrier here, play the bot here, and then Seifer's and then detonate to clear both of these. So I think that was a slight missed opportunity. But Zoat is still very far behind. He has to land here to clear this flamethrower. So he still doesn't have a land here for double collection setup. His lands are in a very awkward position. I would have preferred to see him play the frog here, and then next turn he can like double land to clear this. Also stops like cannon carrier detonate option, even though Zzaarroocc didn't find the line for that. It would have made it a lot harder to do the detonate play, or probably even impossible to double clear that. I mean, if you're going to Gabriel Commander, you need to do it here, right? You need to stop the collection. He's not going to let you... Like, he's not going to let this live to go over there, so he's going to trade that for sure. Okay. Mythmaker onto the Triton Warrior. Keep this guy alive. Does die to these two guys here. Detonate is huge in this case as well. Yeah, so this clears Durian. Oh, lets this guy live, okay. I guess, doesn't really matter because this corrupt is going to be huge for him. Yeah, and Zoat conceding. Fair enough from him. It was a very difficult position to come back from. Zzaarroocc ends up winning this series.